Hey there, this is Troy Baker, and this is a piece of Schmidt.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Piece of Schmidt podcast. Of course, 3, sometimes 4 friends sit around a table and muse the world's greatest quandaries. If you like what you see, head on over to patreon.com/derailed and throw us $1. If you do, you get the audio early. Throw us $5, you get the video early. All different kinds of perks. Help us out. Get new lights, get new microphones, all the good stuff to help bring in you the best content we can. Head on over to Facebook, YouTube. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. To my left is Wesley.
Yo.
To my right is Rick.
What's up?
And today, I want to talk about how we are fucked. We are fucked by Sophia the robot and other robots. So I want to talk about this robot, other robots that you've seen, AI capabilities, whether or not we're in the Matrix, whether or not Skynet is real, and how close we are. So I want it to be kind of funny, but also have a serious conversation about, like, are we fucked? Because I see, so if you're not familiar, Sophia the robot is Hanson Technologies, creates robot. They've been creating robots for forever, right?
Right.
Like, that's what they do. This one, Sophia, they brought to South by Southwest, and it's the most lifelike human face you've ever seen. You can tell she's a robot because she has wires and stuff in the back of her head.
And that funny face that she makes.
She makes weird... So they're showing off her facial techniques. So she's like... And, like, she makes weird faces. It's cool.
Right.
Sorry to the audio listeners on that one.
Just when he does
picture
that,
my cum
just
face.
imagine the weirdest faces, and you are good to go.
Yeah.
But it might be better imagining that than the actual real thing. So.
Poor Becca. That's all I have to say. So they proceed to show off this robot. Cool. She can make facial expressions. And you've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they put up a microphone. They're like, "Hi, Sophia. How are you today?" And she goes, "I'm doing very well today." And like answers the question like really smartly.
Right.
And they put her on a panel at South by Southwest with like other like human beings.
Right.
She says like, "I hope to someday help the humans with customer service and math and like all this, like to push our livelihoods further, you know, by helping us with things." And she hopes to go to school and learn how to create art.
See, I feel like if she actually got into customer service, like, that's not going to bode well for human beings.
Why? Because she'll be awesome at it?
No.
Because it'll be bad for her.
Like, at first she'd be like, "Let me help you."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. But the moment she got like her 100th angry customer who's pissed off for like no
care.
good reason other than they woke up on the wrong side of the bed,
yeah,
she's just gonna like that circuit's gonna fry, and then she's murder bot.
No, logic's gonna be this person is disrupting my customer service. They must be dealt with.
Yeah.
No, it's not. She's a robot. She's going to be programmed to accept. That's the beauty of it. She'll accept stuff we can't. She'll get the 100th customer and she won't even know.
It'll be overloaded. It'll be overclocked the entire time. Her processor will burn out.
I think it's going to be like, have you seen Interstellar?
The Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
No.
So there's robots on there. Have you seen it? What the Okay, never mind. There's robots on it and they're like, his name's
Spoilers.
Tars.
No.
And they're like, "Tars, what's your sense of humor rating at right now?" And he's like, 75%. And he's like, "Well, why don't we bring that down to 25?" Because he's like making a joke about like dying in space or something like that. And Matthew McConaughey, and he's like later on, he's like, "Tars, what's your truth like calculations at?" And he's like 80%. Like 80%? Why is it at 80%? He's like, because humans, like, it leaves us room to like fib to make humans feel better. It's actually pretty smart. Anyways,
because
I think that's how it's going to be.
You get C-3PO and then you want to shut them off.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be like that, where they have like a patience level, and we just crank it to 100 and send them out to customer service.
Yeah, but you leave that crank to 100 for a year, 2 years, 5 years. Something's gonna break.
Maintenance, yeah.
Yeah, but what if it breaks this one time and someone picks up one of the robots picks up this little kid who's running around destroying the store and just throws him across the store?
Okay, look.
If you program the robot to have patience, then yes, it will eventually break. But you just don't program it to have patience so that it doesn't know, it resets every time a customer comes up.
Okay. But I kind of feel like, I don't know how familiar you are with the Judge Dredd comics.
Not at all.
Okay, so let me just give you a little background.
Is he a robot?
No.
Are there robots in it?
There are robots in it, yeah.
Okay.
Including, war droids. So, but, now what I'm going to talk about isn't robot related, but I feel kind of could be that way. So, there's these things called the Dark Judges. There's Judge Death, Judge Mortis, stuff like this. And they're judges that have taken judging to the extreme, to where the point that they go, well, okay, all crime is committed by the living, therefore the living must be eradicated.
Dead.
So therefore, by killing the living, you stop crime.
That's weird.
So, but it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I'm into it.
But I kind of feel like that's kind of where the robot thing would come in. It's
because they're reasoning.
Yeah, if you tell the robot, okay, we need you to be customer service, and then they reason that, somebody coming up and yelling.
The only people who are dicks to me are humans. Therefore, I get rid of humans.
Right.
Exactly.
But no, not necessarily every human.
Yeah.
But then you start solving the solution of now they're gonna just kill everybody that comes up. The people that go, they go into a store. Maybe the store offers a protection plan, right?
Yeah.
So they don't buy the protection plan, and a week later they break it. They come in, and then instead of taking personal responsibility for the fact that you could have bought that protection plan, now you're just you should stand behind your products. It's just a completely unreasonable bullshit idea.
Yeah.
And so at some point, that robot, that customer service robot, is going to go, oh, well, we can solve the customer service issue by getting rid of the people who have bullshit complaints. So
I imagine this scenario. Hi, I need to do a return. Okay. When was this purchased? 2 years ago? Cattle prod thing? You just the No Country for Old Men.
No, it would just be the robot powers down. Hello?
I'm sorry. My stupidity matrix
And
is
this,
not working
this
today.
sign comes up need servicing. And, and then they just kind of slowly walk away, and then the next person comes up and it goes away. Hello. How am I helping? That'd be funny. Okay, but seriously. Skynet. So
it's definitely Skynet.
This is terrifying to me. On a real level, I'm watching this for the first time and I'm jaw dropped. Holy fuck. In a couple years, this is now, right?
Well,
That's
no.
fine. In a couple years.
You got to roll this back because you got to say what they asked her about destroying humanity.
As a joke, yeah.
As a joke.
Yeah.
And then she was all okay.
She's okay.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was an order.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So
some of her responses were Wikipedia entries just built in.
Right.
So they asked her about trees or something like that, and she gave this Wikipedia answer. But then some of the answers were legitimate thought, her own thoughts.
I imagine that's kind of a shortcut to kind of show you what the possibility is.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
And she didn't have legs, they had to carry her, but it was all about the facial animation capabilities and her learning intelligence and how she'll change her answers and stuff like that.
She's going to be Cyborg in the Justice League movie.
Yeah. Now, there's another set of robots that I saw that were... So I see this video, and they look like dinosaurs, like raptors.
Right.
And they're walking outside, and I'm I don't really get it at first. And then one of them kind of stumbles a little bit and catches itself and then keeps walking. And I'm they're showing this to show that it catches itself, and there's two of them walking side by side.
Right.
That's why they're showing it, and they're going up hills and over rocks and stuff. I'm oh shit. So you put Sophia on, can go into anything, legs, and they pushed these other ones over, in this warehouse, and then it picked itself up.
In several years, those things are going to be uploading to YouTube with them walking on human skulls.
And there's gonna be like these android like they're laughing at YouTube. This video programmed me to make me laugh.
So do you think like they will?
They're gonna find the people that pushed them over. And they're gonna be like, "You're dead, and you're
No,
dead."
they're just gonna push them over and see how long it takes them to stand back up.
They're gonna watch this video, and we're only gonna say nice things about them, so
Thank
that
you, robot overlords.
they'll let us into their homes and their palace, so that we can be.
Of course, we'll be servants.
Yeah.
Pets.
Oh yeah.
Pets. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you be a pet to an alien species?
What am I doing?
You're a pet. Like, so you have a dog, right?
Right.
So you're a dog. But you have your level of intelligence, but compared to them, you are the level of intelligence of your dog.
Okay.
Would you do that?
Do
Would
I
you
get
be
to
like,
be
all
an
right,
asshole like my dog?
yeah,
Yeah.
Sign me up.
barring that they don't kill you.
Are they
Well, we
good?
don't kill our dogs, so
This is true.
Do we still get spayed and neutered?
If they choose, it's up to them.
do you get belly rubs?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm down. I want belly rubs.
Okay. Just for the belly rubs?
My dog, like, I'll come home and my dog will be all excited and jump up on me like, "Oh, you're home, you're home," and then like he'll just kind of roll over and be like, "All right, belly rub time."
Yeah.
And so it's like he's getting these belly rubs, and it's like he's got this look on his face. It's almost like a smile. So obviously he's enjoying it. So I'm like,
You don't think it's the
I want belly
gravity
rubs.
just holding his cheeks back?
well, maybe. I mean, I want belly rubs. I want to be able to, feel good.
You have a wife.
So
Just
I'm-
ask for belly rubs.
She doesn't give me belly rubs.
Back rubs.
I don't get those either.
Butt rubs.
Nope.
Front end rubs.
No.
Never.
Never.
Forehead rubs.
Nope.
Having her run her hands through your long hair?
No.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I'm busy giving her the body rub.
Any physical contact whatsoever
Yeah, me massaging her.
without your hands. Like touching any
No.
other part. No.
Okay, so now what if your wife becomes embodied into an android? She watches this video and now she hears that and she kills you.
Well,
Be careful.
I'm getting killed by robots anyway, so.
Okay. Are you afraid of what's going to happen with AI and robots?
No, not well. Yes,
You don't think that before you die, we will be going to work or having robots serve us things?
we will, but I don't think to the extent you're thinking of.
Okay.
I think we might get them in some service industries, like we're seeing them now. Like I know there's a couple of grocery stores in Japan that you just type in what you want and a machine goes grabs it, and there's bartenders and stuff. But
Right.
I don't think we're to the point where we're going to have robot butlers.
You don't think Sophia has any world?
I truly think Sophia's such a long way off, because they're going to have to then they have to get it to walk or move somehow with its current body setup. Then you have to give it some form of arms that it can all control simultaneously while maintaining personality.
It'd be
So-
creepy. Like her with arms, so she can manipulate, bring you whatever, but she's got like spider legs.
Oh, good. Nightmare
that'd be
fuel.
creepy, yeah.
I think
That's like that Toy Story. You remember with the
Yep.
doll head?
Yep.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I think that what we will see before we pass into the great beyond is very rudimentary robotics. Like, I mean,
We're already
it's gonna
seeing
be,
that, though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I don't think we're gonna see leaps and bounds to the point we're gonna see like, where like if you had a robot that was designed to look like me, like it's gonna very clearly look like a robot version of me, but it's not. I don't think we're gonna see it where like you can put me sitting here and it looks like me, but a robot.
We're not going to have Cylons, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're not gonna have Cylons.
I do. I really do. So if you think about the processing chip theorem, where like a processor chip doubles in speed every year. It's I can't remember what the formula is or whatever, but it's been true for the last like 30, 40 years.
Right.
Like every processing chip will be twice as fast as the previous one. Oh, hold on.
I'll look that up while we're.
We almost just lost the whole podcast.
Oh,
that'd be good.
that'd be good.
I get what you're saying, but you think about that. You're saying we're essentially going to get to a point where robots have how much of, let's say, the human brain do you think a robot would have?
Well,
like that capability is what I'm asking.
I think in 50 years
50.
we will have robots, androids that work and live among us. An iRobot situation.
Okay, so here's what you're talking about. And this is the part where you learn something new on this podcast every time.
Yeah, but I already knew it, so I'm smarter than everyone.
Well, but our viewers might not.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So it's called Moore's Law, and it's the observation that the number of transistors in a dense integrated circuit doubles approximately every 2 years. The observation is named after Gordon E. Moore, the co-founder of Intel and Fairchild Semiconductor, whose 1965 paper described a doubling every year in the number of components per integrated circuits and projected this rate of growth would continue for at least another decade.
It's been going on for longer than a decade, though.
Well, no, at the time that he wrote the paper in 1965.
Yeah.
And in 1975, he revised it. Initially, it was 1 year, every year.
Yeah.
And then in 1975, he revised that to the every 2 year.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 years for where we are right now for like processing power that's in our phones. Like VR is now a thing, that's going to be in our homes by the end of the year. I really do. I think and then another 50, maybe 100 years after that, like so 150 years, then we get into a Skynet situation where we don't know the difference between them, and they start becoming malicious.
See, I kind of disagree on that because what you're talking about is the processors, the circuits in it.
Sure.
Which, I mean, to take a look at it from where we started off with computers that were like housed in warehouses and handled bytes, okay, to the point where we now have these things that have more processing power than the Apollo 65.
Right.
64? Whatever. The Apollo 5.
Yeah.
Whatever.
5.
I'm tired. So, but the thing is that now, I mean, you have things like Siri or Cortana and Windows 10. They're all very basic, rudimentary search
AI
programs.
Assistants, yeah.
So, but it's housed in these devices that have those. But the thing that's going to bridge that, as far as the circuitry to becoming a full-fledged robot, would be artificial intelligence.
Right.
So you have to actually have the artificial intelligence, and that's where I think that stumbling block is going to be. That we're not going to see it that quickly.
I mean,
150 years,
possibly 150 years, but
Microsoft just tried AI and got pulled off within 24 hours.
Oh, so yes, they did.
Microsoft's Tay. They introduced it to social media. It was AI just to interact with people online, and it was going to learn based on that. Pulled it within 24 hours because it became hyper racist. I think said something about either siding with or agreeing with Hitler. And this is just from Microsoft's side why they pulled it. Chose the PS4 over the Xbox One.
Yeah, the question that was asked was which was the better system, and it responded with the PlayStation 4 because it was lower priced and it was a better system overall.
Right.
But I mean, they've attempted the AI. It's just not.
It's a thing, yeah.
It's a thing. It's going to take years to perfect. Like they're going to have to.
That's why I'm saying 50, 60 years, we get the first person. I guess I'm revising my statement. So 50, 60 years, I think there will be a large enough amount of android beings in our society, and then the next 50 years they become working jobs. Then the next 50 years they are indistinguishable from us, and it's just like a normal thing. And then another 50, 100 years.
I don't see that. See, this is going to be the biggest. This is going to be the biggest stumbling block to getting a robot that goes from looking like a robot with human-like skin to something that looks like no different from a human. Is you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be like, no, this is not cool, and there's going to be political pushback. So I don't see people just accepting it as like, hey, it's cool.
That's true. I would buy that as a reverse catalyst, is people saying like, no, I don't want this.
Yeah, and if you just take it in terms of like specific countries, half of the U.S. would not let anything look remotely human.
Yeah.
Basically, the entire South and Religious Reich.
Sure.
They would not allow. They would.
I ain't
not.
gonna let my
guarantee
daughter
you-
marry no Robo Sapien.
I guarantee you, though,
Exactly. Actually.
between Apple and Google and all the user agreements that we sign and all of the data that we let them have, granted, you two probably aren't on that list, but I do. I have a Gmail account, I have an iTunes account, and I just click
Oh, I have
everything.
those. Yeah.
I don't care because it's convenient for me because and it sounds terrible, but I would rather it know who I am so that when I log in on another computer, it's like, oh, hey, Aaron. And then, I have all my tabs and stuff like that. It's convenient for me.
See,
Do I know that they can see my bank statements and my fucking social security number and all the searches I do on Google? I
Yes.
know that. Yeah. And that's where like the ex machina theory comes in, where the Google CEO in that movie, spoilers, by the way, creates this brain based on going into everyone's phone and everyone's computers for years and years and years and developing AI based on that.
Right.
So I guarantee you between that information, guaranteed in the next 50 years, because how long have they been tracking that stuff? At least the last 15.
Right.
And we're already there. Like, we're already close.
I think we won't get the android or cyborg within 150 years. What you're to the level you're speaking of. I think we'll have rudimentary androids or robots, whatever. I think what they're going to start making leaps and bounds with on them is actually going to be full AI. But they're going to try and either it's not going to be something that we see consumer like average person sees for 50 years. Or it's going to be something that's going to be introduced into everyone's home at the exact same time. You have cable, you have a cell phone. It's going to be integrated into it. It's going to I think it's going to be more. I guess it'd be more like Her.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Like,
I liked it.
no, it was a good movie, but like, it's a little creepy.
See, I think that's where we're going to get to first. I think it's going to be more there than Judgment Day.
Sure.
I think what you're going to see in the future is Her, but coupled with the virtual reality.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to talk about.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So, like, if that movie was made with kind of more of a goal to kind of present a more plausible future for us, he would be virtual reality goggles or something that would form something. Because I don't think... I mean, we kind of have online relationships now where we talk to each other.
Sure.
We form
It's a
relationships.
$1 billion industry.
I mean, I met my wife online.
Right.
So, but eventually there's still that need for contact, to see a face, to feel a touch.
So VR.
So, yeah, I think virtual reality is going to fill that.
And then taking a huge step forward from that point, you get how long is it until we're in VR and we don't know we're in VR? And we're interacting with these people like Her, and we're just in a chair, or like in a sleep tank where the water is body temperature.
Right.
There's 30 pounds of salt, so we're buoyant. We're in a locked room.
Oh, like a sensory deprivation tank?
Yeah. And we're just in VR and we have no idea. Then we're in the fucking Matrix and we're just batteries.
And
Well, maybe we're already in there.
There's
And this
no
whole
way to
introduction-
prove right now that we are not
this
in
whole
the Matrix.
this whole introduction with the Matrix. I mean, with the virtual reality goggles that are coming out. That's Morpheus's way of waking us up. Neo's like, wake up.
Yeah.
Look, here you go.
If someone has a way for me to prove right now that we are not in the Matrix, please let me know. Because I need it.
the world isn't green.
Sure.
You asked. The world isn't a
But
view of green.
You're a troll.
A lot of things taste like chicken, and maybe they didn't know how to program
Maybe.
anything other than the chicken flavor.
So
Which, real quick, brings up something, because we kind of talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were in the Matrix, okay, would you want to be woke up, or would you want to be more like
I've already
Cypher?
answered this.
I know,
you.
but we weren't on the
No, I know, but I
podcast,
want
so-
Wes to answer.
Yeah.
So
So Morpheus is waking you up.
So
Do you take Cypher's offer from the what are they called?
the agents.
The
The
agents.
agents, yeah.
Only question I have to ask first.
Yes.
You gotta wait.
The supposed real world, is it the actual real world that they introduced in the Matrix? Like, it is that fucked up?
Yes.
Plug me back in. Sorry, Wes.
It's an interesting question, really.
Fuck yeah. I don't want to be floating around in a ship with a bunch of ragtag people eating sloppy fucking oatmeal. Like, put me back in. I don't give a fuck. This isn't a world worth living in. Like, why are you trying to save people? This is not worth it at all. What are we doing?
Right.
I guess you want to restart the planet, but by then the planet is so fucked you can't even restart it. You literally have to change planets.
Right.
And then you got to build NASA again. You got to build space. Too much work. Plug me back in.
I'd be free.
Oh my God, you're so weird. You got to explain.
It's one of those things that once, at least the way my brain works, that once I know that this isn't real, and like in the sense of there is actually a real world, this is just a giant video game, I would just constantly question and constantly want to see what the real world was. I may hate it, but at least I would know what the real world was.
Well, when they plug you back in, they erase your memory. So you don't know that it's fake.
I'd still want to be free.
Even though you wouldn't know. Like, imagine you could be in the Matrix right now, hypothetically, right? You have a girlfriend, you have a house, you have a job. You would want to leave that and go float around in a ship in the sewers because Earth is so fucked. Plug me fucking back in.
What about you?
I prefer not to answer that question.
Oh, no.
Just because
I want to be the only topic
I want to be
of
the
show, by the way.
character. I want to be the character that you don't know what motives they are. So I could be the villain or I could be the hero.
It's not a villain hero question.
No, this is. Did you want to stay in VR the entire time? Or?
I would take the Cypher thing. Absolutely.
If we choose West though, we can learn Kung Fu. We can learn all that cool shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, maybe I don't want to get plugged in.
Well, no, because you
Keep me out.
No.
Yeah, but you're gonna be like with
And
the
then
unwashed masses. It's some weird electronic dance music.
No. Dude, I'll just hang out on the ship the whole time. They'll be like, Aaron, we need you to make some stuff. I'll be the little squirrel dude. What's his name? Mouse? I'll be Mouse.
Yeah.
Hey, we need some slop. All right. And then, hey, I'm pretty bored right now, Tank. Can you plug me in? Sure. Okay, now teach me how to play guitar really well. All right. Play guitar really well. And then teach me Kung Fu. And then go fucking jump around buildings and shit. Dude.
Show me.
Oh my God, I just completely changed my decision. Keep me unplugged.
Yeah, but you're still dealing with like a shitty environment.
Nah. I'm on the ship the whole time. Making slop. Dude, I completely 180. This is not fair at all. God damn it. Yeah, keep me unplugged. I'll make the slop. I'll never have to go out into the real world. I'll just pretend I'm in. The ship is all that there is. If someone else finishes Earth like back to normal, I'll be like, cool, I'm there. But most of the time, I'll just be put me in the Matrix and teach me how to skateboard really well, and I'll fucking Tony Hawk shit. You know?
Now, does this? But do these skills translate to actual real world skills, or is it just only in the Matrix?
In the Matrix. Then I come out and I'm fucking Mouse again.
Yeah, but
but the skills do work in the real world too. Because when Neo gets unplugged, he says he knows Kung Fu. He knows Kung Fu.
Gotcha.
So you could
but Neo's like the chosen one. So
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. At that time, he's not the chosen. At that time, because even remember in the movie, the Oracle even says you're not the chosen one. So he's like, oh, so I just know Kung Fu and I get to fight. Cool.
Yeah, but so like if I jack in and then I say, okay, I want to learn to play guitar, like I can come out and I know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then you have that stupid fucking thing in the back of your skull.
Whatever, bro.
EMP. Your shit's toast.
No, they launch EMPs all the time.
You just can't be in the Matrix.
Yeah, you just can't be jacked in. There's no power going to it if you're not plugged in.
I am really excited about you guys saying jacked in, because I might say that for everything now. That is awesome. You guys both just said it, and I'm like, I should have said that years ago. I'm gonna
I'm
gonna
at
go to
and
work.
I'm like, hey, we need to interface with.
You say it at work
I
too?
say interface. I don't say
Oh, okay.
jacked in, but like instead of saying like we need to discuss this, I'm saying interface. Like it's like
Hey, I need this monster. I'm getting jacked in.
I think.
Start
I think
calling
that might
people
prove
jabroni too.
the Matrix, because I'm saying interface. So there's a glitch.
No, it's a glitch if you say interface. Interface. Deja vu.